For folks who are interested in hunting pigs on public land in Texas, I thought I would do a quick video and address some misconceptions about wild pigs and what it's like to hunt them on public land in East Texas. These are my own observations, and this video is intended to help people who are new to pig hunting or who are out of state and planning on coming down to East Texas for a pig hunt. So let's get started. Number 1. Pigs are easy to hunt. If you type Texas pig hunting or something like that into YouTube, chances are you'll see a million videos of hunters sitting over feeders waiting for pigs to roll in and chow down on corn. But here we're talking about public land, and if you're hunting on public land in East Texas, then baiting isn't an option. So it's going to be a bit more challenging, but it's going to be very rewarding when you harvest your first pig. Pigs aren't really like deer in that they have a core area and will hunker down in a section of acreage that they call home. Pigs move quite a bit. They will wander into an area, eat all that there is to eat, and then move on. I have the best luck finding pigs when I put some miles in. Don't be afraid to hike, and in fact, that's probably your best option. Hike and bushwhack until you find fresh sign. Once you find fresh wallows or fresh rooting, you'll know that the pigs are in the area. Number 2. Pigs are behind every tree and under every rock. They're everywhere. When I talk to friends and family who are out of state, they often say something like, well, pigs are everywhere down in Texas, aren't they? Pigs are common, but they are not everywhere. There is an assumption that you just walk out the front door and you'll be able to run into a pile of oinkers. Sorry, but that just isn't the case. Pigs are indeed fairly common animals, but they are not behind every tree. I think people get the misconception that they are everywhere because of how obvious it is when pigs move through an area. Even a small group of pigs can create a mess by uprooting plants, digging in leaves and dirt, and by wallowing. As stated before, you need to be willing to put some miles in order to intercept a group of pigs. Remember to not only keep your eyes open, but also your ears. Many times, I'll hear a sounder of pigs before I'll see them, especially if there are little piglets around. They can be very noisy, constantly grunting and constantly squealing. Number 3. Pigs are bulletproof. I think this misconception stems from the fact that they are tough animals, whose vitals sit further forward than that of a deer's. On top of that, some larger pigs, especially sows, have a lot of fat, and when they are wounded, their fat prevents them from leaving much of a blood trail. So, I bet the idea that they are bulletproof probably comes from scenarios where a hunter has made a shot on a pig. They thought it was a good shot, but it was likely too far back. Then, when they walk up to where they thought the pig should be lying, dead, they can't find the pig, or any sign of blood. Pigs have a tendency to scamper off a pretty decent ways, even if the shot placement is perfect. And in East Texas, where the undergrowth is very dense, a pig that runs 30 yards or so can sometimes mean the difference between losing your kill or recovering it. Number 4. Big boars are gross tasting. After harvesting both big mature boars and sows, as well as juvenile pigs and piglets, I think the idea that big boars are gross tasting probably has more to do with how they are prepared and less about their inherent flavor. This misconception probably has a lot to do with the fact that it's easier to break down and prepare smaller pigs than big huge boars that have a lot of meat and require longer cook times. With this being said, I've found that mature and fatty sows do taste very good. Wild pig fat is exceptional tasting, and I recommend that you do not trim the fat off your wild pork. Number 5. It's a bad idea to hunt pigs in the summer. Snakes, pests, and heat are all working against you. I encourage people to hunt pigs during the spring and early summer. I have found that pigs are on edge for most of the deer rifle season, and it can be harder to find them on the public lands around East Texas during this time of the year. After all, most hunters are out in the woods during the fall and the winter, so pigs tend to be more skittish during this time. However, if you're willing to brave the heat, you won't deal with much hunting competition. Also, during warmer weather, the pigs will be forced down closer to the creeks and river bottoms in order to stay cool. You'll have a better chance at narrowing down their main travel corridors and thus being able to find them easier. Because the weather will be hot, be sure to bring a cooler full of ice for your meat once you get it all packed out. When breaking down your kill, remember to work quickly to get everything out of the woods before it spoils. It is helpful to hunt with a friend during this time of the year, so you won't need to make multiple trips to get the pig packed out. Yes, there will be snakes, ticks, and mosquitoes, but take preventative measures and you'll be all right. I wear snake gaiters and spray my hunting clothes with permethrin. Permethrin is a great insect repellent. I hope this helps some people who are thinking about coming to East Texas to try a public lands pig hunt. Good luck, and feel free to head over to rootsgameandtrail.com for more stories, tips, and general outdoors banter.